John the Mouse.
Now that you've seen how the salt carries around your mind, you may be wondering, what kind of a person does it take to be a salt miner? And what is a miner's life really like? Let's take a look. We'll head through the tunnels to Hutchins and the salt, just a couple miles away from here, and see who's working today. The miners come underground on the same hoist that carries the salt. Then they commute a couple of miles to work in diesel-powered vehicles. The headlights and miners' lamps are the only thing keeping the miner from being plunged into total darkness. Willie Miller has been working in a salt mine more than 30 years. He likes to sing to himself as he drives along. Willie is a general laborer, which means he can do a lot of jobs down here. Normally, he's in charge of operating about 2.5 miles of conveyor belt lines that carry the salt from the mine face to the crusher. But today, he's filling in at the crusher station. There is a blockage in the surge bin he needs to work on that has halted production. Mining supervisor Myron Marcotte happened to stop by and is lending a hand. Myron has been here even longer than Willie and has worked every job underground at one time or another.
The first time I came underground was May of '76, and it was extremely exciting. I had goosebumps the whole day. I'm an explorer by heart, and so I wanted to go everywhere. Places you're not supposed to go, and eventually I did.
Myron knows exactly what his men go through each day. The hours can be long working underground.
2 days a week, I come in at 4 o'clock in the morning. Tuesday and Thursday, and the rest of the week I come at 6 o'clock.
And although the work is a lot easier than it used to be,
this job is not made for a kid, it's made for a man, so you have to work,
The one man who has worked here even longer than Willie and Myron is Willie Rodriguez. 48 years and counting.
That's a lot. My family don't think I'll retire. But I worked all my life.
Willie's job running the scoop is much easier than the old days, when they had to lay train rigs and carry heavy sacks. But he could have retired a long time ago. Why does he keep working?
I don't know. I love the money. Nobody's going to give it to you.
One thing you hear from all miners is that they really like the weather down here.
I kind of prefer underground. It's a little hot during the summertime up there and a little cold during the winter, so down here you got a temperature all year round, so.
The biggest thing I'd have trouble with is going home in the afternoon when it's about 106 degrees and been down here in the 70-degree weather all day, so all I want to do is go home and sit in front of the air conditioner.
The downside of working 650 feet underground is that you can miss the sunlight.
In the wintertime, when you don't hardly ever see the sun, because it's dark when you come to work and it's pretty near dark when you go home at 4 o'clock. So that's the hardest part.
Robert and Louie work together. Robert is the undercutter, and Louie drills the holes for the explosives. As you can hear, salt mining is pretty loud work, so it's not surprising that when it's time for lunch, they want to get away from the noise. This break room, away from the mine face, was mined out long ago. That sign used to hang at the elevator shaft back in the 1950s, when they were still giving public tours of the working mine. One by one, the miners come in for lunch, and a little peace and quiet. After eating something they brought from home, they may put up their feet for a while in one of these old recliners, or sit around and shoot the breeze a bit. There's a mob among them.
Oh yeah, you get to be like a big family down here. That's all it is,
When the day is over for the first shift, it's time for Bob Hugsman, the powder man, to arrive.
It's such a different world out here. It's different, yet to me it's kind of pretty.
It is a different world. 150 miles of mined-out tunnels, walls and ceilings sparkling with salt crystals. Bob's job is to put explosives in those holes Louie drilled, to create piles of salt We're really hard to scoop up the next day.
The most fun part about my job is the end of the night when a pull fuses. To me, there's nothing like hearing a blast go off. It's fun stuff. Kind of makes firecrackers seem lame, though.
And so the work goes on, and the miners say it doesn't get boring.
No, I never get bored being underground. There's always something to look at and something to do and something to find. You know, we're always opening new ground. We're always mining. We're always going forward. So there's always either a different formation in the salt or something different to look at all the time.
Thank you for watching my video. I do have more for you to view. Just press on the button. And if you'd like to subscribe to stay up to date, you can push that button too.